available to do other things. We also see collect all 60 Brinstar missiles, very specific missile counts that our players here do have to collect. There is defeat Ridley as well, so you can delve into Lower Norfair and have to defeat that boss as well. Looks like our players have actually chosen the same column
for the first time.
For the first time ever. You want to run through which one that is, Wild?
Yeah, so for the first time in this tournament, both players have chosen the exact same set of objectives for the other ones. They've both chosen column 4 for each other. So as Fiesel marks it off here, red being Grommie, green, as you will see in a minute, being Jro. They both are going to have to complete the 35 power bombs objective, skip charge beam, collect all 15 wreck ship missiles, 8 or more energy tanks, and all 15 Meridia super missiles. Now, not only is that quite a bit of collection, and quite a bit of collection in a lot of different areas of the game, but also you're not going to have charge. Now, not having charge for item collection isn't really that bad of a thing. Because you're forced to collect all these items, you're going to have quite a bit of ammo. Like, all of the, getting all the Meridia supers and the wreck ship supers, that's... Or, excuse me, the wreck ship missiles, and then, all those Meridia supers as well, along with, a couple other supers you could grab in Brinstar. You're pretty much good to go. Not having charge isn't really a huge issue. What is really going to be the issue, though, is just the sheer amount of items that they are going to be collecting. But... is it really, though? Because they're both having to do the same amount of collection. So what's going to be, what I'm really curious to see is which rows they're going to pick for each other. Now, I believe Jro is putting... oh, maybe not. He might put them on his stream so we can see. I don't know with these, so I can... we won't necessarily have to guess as much. But we'll see. I'm interested to see if they're both going to choose the same... rows as their chosen row or not, so it remains to be seen. So what are you thinking kind of works with this, Algard, just taking a preliminary look at this card?
Well, since they do have to go to Meridia, I think anything that synergizes with being in Meridia would be pretty prudent here, and we do see collect plasma beam and skip space jump right next to collect all 10 wreck ship super missiles, so it could be an opportunity. And they do have to collect all the 15 wreck ship missiles as well, so it could be pretty synergistic to go with maybe row 2.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, exactly. And they do need to go and collect speed. Well, actually, I guess they don't need to collect speed. Or... yes, they do. To collect the Meridia Super, that's what I was looking at. I thought so. They are going to need to collect speed anyway, so row 2 also works for that, because they do need speed for some of those... well, I guess technically they don't need speed booster for the Aqueduct missile, super missiles, but it's going to make it a lot easier for them to have it. And that would take out another objective in row 2. When they're already going to be in Norfair, they could grab that Norfair reserve along with the Meridia reserve. Or if they're going to, go to get speed and then go to wreck ship, if they decide to go to wreck ship and get gravity, it's which we're probably going to see them do. They're definitely not going to want to have to do all this Meridia item collection without gravity. It's definitely makes it a lot more difficult. So.
What I find interesting is the players do have an option at, maybe doing the wreck ship early, skipping that reserve tank, collecting all these things, and then heading towards Meridia and Norfair. Right. Or they could go into Norfair first. So we might see them deviate from each other's paths, or maybe we'll see the same path. It'll be interesting to see how they go.
I am, 95% sure Jro is going to go early wreck ship. If that is the route that he's choosing, I know he has some experience with the new route in any percent, so it's not entirely uncomfortable for him to be doing that. Not really sure what Grommie is deciding to do. He did open that red door. I guess he wants to grab that E tank and some of the missiles. Or I guess he just wants to grab the E-Tank. Yeah, he's going to need to spawn the enemies down there by entering the pirate's room there and heading on back down the elevator. Maybe he's already deciding he's going to want to do wreck ship first, and he wants to grab as many E-Tanks as he can, because he's not as comfortable.
Well, they do have to collect 8 E-Tanks, so I mean, this is a good opportunity to snag one.
Exactly, right. Good point, good point. But so what Grommie is trying to do here, you can actually deboost off of this Rio or that Geemer that's right there as well. The Rio is a lot more difficult to do. Oh my god! He's
getting oh no!
Actually died already. I was gonna say JRO was already at a little bit of a disadvantage because he started on a save file that was starting at the ship. And had to back out, losing a few seconds, but Grommie has definitely lost a couple minutes now to this death here. Unfortunately. But what he was trying to do is do a deboost up into that E-Tank, which is a little bit tricky because you have to time it very well. Once you shoot that E-Tank block, it only stays revealed for a few seconds. And especially with the Rio bouncing around, it can be difficult to line that deboost up and line it up at the proper time as well. You can deboost off the Geemer that walks along the ceiling, but you have to wait for him, and you only get one shot at that, whereas the Rio bounces back and forth a number of times. Not an easy thing by any means, but JRO definitely taking a strong lead here.
Fortunately, that death was only about, what, 5.5 minutes in, so...
Yeah.
If Grommie routes this well, he could easily catch up.
Exactly. If Grommie routes this well, JRO has a little bit of a slip up, has to backtrack a little bit. He can definitely make that time up because nothing is really set in stone here in bingos as it is in a more traditional speedrun of this game, where you can both players know exactly what it is that they're going to be doing the entire time, and it's all practiced. This could change at any point. That's what's so great about Double Ante Bingo is you never quite know what's going to happen. This is really the first bingo that's been, I feel like, the most easy to predict so far, and partly having to do with both players having the exact same row for themselves. So this is really going to be an interesting race.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and hopefully we'll see Grommie make some decisions that may catch him up, because he can also kind of go for some YOLO strats and try to catch up that way too.
Unfortunately, he did the right thing last time. You can't just go up the elevator to activate lower Retro Brinstar. You do actually have to enter the room with the pirates, kill the pirates, and go back down the elevator. Otherwise, it does not turn on, so to speak, and the enemies don't spawn.
And he's realizing that now. Looks like he's going to open that door up.
Yep. He really wants that energy tank right now. It might just be more efficient for him to come back and get it later. JRO, having to skip charge beam, grabbing some extra missiles here, definitely really good. Having more missiles, especially this early when you're having the Doppler Fantoon, having more missiles as a maximum makes that fight so much better because you don't ever run out of missiles. If you happen to get, a fast pattern from Fantoon, you are hurting for missiles sometimes. So it's great to have all those extra missile packs. And as you see, JRO heading up to the wreck ship right now, as we were thinking. So we should be seeing him grab all of the missiles and super missiles from the wreck ship if he is indeed going for row 2 like we thought, and being a little bit safe here and farming up in the Hellway before actually going into falling into a flower, into a vile bloom.
Casual dinner for that flower, no problem.
Shoutouts to dinner, which I did not eat. I meant to eat before we started, but I didn't realize how close this match was to starting.
It's okay. JRO provided for that plant.
Oh yeah.
So it looks like Grommie did decide to forfeit that E-Tank. Maybe he'll come back later with bombs and bomb jump up there, or grab high jump and head back later. Or maybe even find some other E-Tanks to collect. but he's going to be well on his way now.
Yeah, and Jero picking up his next pack of power bombs. You know, they do need to collect 35. Now, 35 power bombs is 7 power bomb packs. That is 7 out of 10 in the entire game. So, I'm not going to go through and list all of the power bombs, but I will say a couple of them that are pretty far out of the way that we are most likely not going to see these players grab. In Lower Norfair, there is the power bombs of shame in the wasteland room before the metal pirates. That one is way, way, way out of the way, and we're definitely not going to see them grab that pack. Now they are going to Meridia. There is a power bomb pack in Meridia in the right sand pit. Since they all are already going to be there, we're probably going to see that power bomb. I'm not sure if we're going to see the Crocomire power bomb pack. Probably not. Going all the way back down into Norfair. I assume what's going to happen is they're going to go into Norfair, or at least JRO is going to go into Norfair, grab speed, and then leave immediately. Because there's not a whole lot of other things that he's going to need to do in there other than grab a few E-tanks. And that power bomb pack is not necessarily something that he needs to get, so it'll be interesting to see which power bombs these players want to grab. JRO trying to do the CWJ, making the first jump twice, but missing the second jump.
Now, what's interesting about those power bombs that you were talking about is there are 3 power bomb packs in Norfair, 2 of which are in Lower Norfair. So, and 1 is behind Croc. So, if Jero or anyone decided to go for, or Grommie decided to go for row 4, then they could fight Ridley, collect grapple, and collect all those power bombs. I mean, they're a little bit out of the way, but those could all be accomplished in Norfair, and that row would mostly be free.
Right, actually, I could have just said all of the Norfair power bombs, huh? And you know that row 4 also, you know, if you now that you bring that up, they're forced to collect all this ammo, ending in a crystal flash, you know, or a shine spark would not be very difficult at all. You know, shine spark would be more likely than a crystal flash at this point, since they are forced to grab, well, very, very likely to grab speed booster, and yeah, ending in a shine spark is a lot faster and a lot more easy to do than a crystal flash.
So here comes Jero into Fantoon. See how this fight goes.
Yep, so he's got his 1 super that he needs. He's got 17 missiles. He's pretty much set for this. He's just going to need at least 1 missile drop, which he's pretty much guaranteed to get. See what kind of patterns he gets. A fast. It's looks like 4 missiles in there, so he's gonna need another. If he's gonna 3 round, he just needs in addition to the 4 free shots that he gets, just another 3 after that. Getting a slow, unfortunately. Ooh, taking quite a few hits from Fantoon. That looked like 2, so he should only need 5 more missiles.
And it is of note that Grommie is heading up towards Fantoon as well, so they might be routing similarly here. Jero has the ghost down.
Yep. Of course, you know, 5 missiles and then a super to finish him off there. But yeah, it looks like Grommie is going up to the wreck ship, which, you know, is a good routing decision. Jero getting excellent drops there, filling up on his health, getting a good amount of power bombs, pretty much full super missiles.
Grommie getting a little low on health here, 41.
Did Jero grab the missile pack? He did. Okay, good. I was gonna say that would have been a tragedy if he had forgotten, like I had completely forgotten to grab. Like that would have been would be rough. 1 hit from those spike platforms, and that will be the end of him, since they do 200 damage. So interestingly, Jero is not grabbing the other wreck ship supers. So maybe he's not going for row 2.
Interesting.
He did grab the wreckship missiles, though, which he does have to do, because that is forced on him. He's going to need to grab the missiles.
Grommie getting really low on health here, but hopefully he takes a little safety save. There he is. There he goes.
Jro collecting his second missile pack, third, of course, being beneath bowling on the way to the reserve.
So now that Jro has decided to skip those wrecked ship super missiles, where do you think he'll go with his choice?
I was just trying to figure that out. I really don't know. Taking
I was
a bunch
thinking
of
about maybe
damage from that
row
atomic that he doesn't want to be
3,
taking.
maybe?
Maybe. I mean, it does. The 2 energy tank objectives go together. Norfair Reserve is just kind of down there with it. Screw attack is just not the greatest thing. You know, just going down to lower Norfair is just such a time sink. You really want to avoid it at all costs. And going down to screw attack, that's not only is it going to be, you know, a little bit of a time waste, but you've also got to, depending on how he does with the green gate glitch, it could cost him quite a bit of time there. But that's entirely possible, you know, and he does need to go into Meridia and go past through Batoon anyway, so Batoon to collect all the missiles. So, or no, wait, that's an entirely different thing. Never mind.
Yeah, super missiles.
Yeah, the super missiles. He doesn't actually need to go Batoon
yeah.
to get all the supers.
But he gets pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well if you're right there, I guess. He's already in the aqueduct. It's just 2 rooms away. So Grommie here working on CWJ.
Looks like we're about to get our first objective completed of this match. Jro is just about to pick up these final wreck ship missiles.
Right, excluding the skip charge beam objective, which they both achieve by default.
True.
Yeah, unfortunately, this trick can be a little bit difficult. You know, we got 1 frame jump followed by a 2 frame jump. Skip charge beam for both players and collect 15 wreck ship supers for Jro.
No, collect 15 wreck ship missiles.
Excuse
Jro.
me, yes.
Yes. The tiles are right next to each other.
Yeah.
Vertically.
Alucard keeping me in check, as always.
It's all good.
So Jro going to grab another powerbomb pack here. Probably working his way into the gauntlet for that E-tank as well afterwards.
Really solid bomb jumping.
Yeah,
Jro.
showing off some excellent double bomb jumping there. There are no objectives that ever require you to die.
That would be a funny way to finish. Maybe that could be an objective. Finish dead. Probably too easy.
I'm sure you could find some difficult ones. Under certain scenarios. Okay, so it looks like he's not going to the gauntlet, just heading back down Brinstar here. I really am interested in what he's going to do. It's just row 2, it just looks so appealing.
I know someone in
there's quite a
chat
few
speculated about BLTR, which is interesting because you do a lot of stuff in Lower Norfair.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's quite a few that you do in Lower Norfair are spread around this card, and that one has a lot of it, which it's just... Since you do have to go into Meridia anyway, you don't really have to go that far through Meridia. You don't have to go through Botwoon, so I guess that's not really a huge problem. And then you do have those 3 power bomb packs in there that you can pick up, or the 2 rather. If you don't go through Croc, you've got 2 extra power bomb packs there. Where Jro already has 4 of his 7 that he needs. You know, he just need to pick up 1 more somewhere, which could be the Meridia one, on his way out of Meridia. So, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It looks like Jro's gonna grab Varia now.
Yeah, so far for him, it's a pretty straightforward PKRD right now. 90% route, with the only deviation really being grabbing 2 extra power bomb packs, or 3, excuse me, extra. Or 2. No, he's only got 2 extra. He has 3 right now. He has 4 to go.
Right, and he did pick up those wreck ship missiles.
Yeah.
Solid quick kill from Jro. Poor Grommie still plugging away.
Not
Hopefully
getting Varia, interestingly.
That is interesting.
The only real effect that's going to have on his run is getting through the Gravitron when he does a... unless he, you know, nails Lava Spark, he's going to have to take quite a bit of damage gravity jumping through the Gravitron. Other than that, not having Varia isn't going to affect him at all. But yeah, unfortunately, Grommie is still plugging away here at CWJ. Props to him, though, for sticking to his route. He knows what he wants to do.
Yeah, he's not budging, and he knows what he needs to do to set this up. You know, facing that door is a good way to set it up if you're learning how to do it. You can set it up from the room itself, but you do need to be almost pixel perfect on that, right?
You do need to be, yes. Well, okay, there are 2 pixels that work for if you start from within the room. One of them is right up against the door transition, which gives you the normal 1-frame jump into a 2-frame jump. However, if you start 1 pixel forward from that, the other pixel that works, it's still a 1-frame jump, but the second frame is also the second jump is also 1 frame in that scenario.
So Jro now picked up high jump. Looks like he's doing some good Norfair collection. Be interesting to see if he lava dives into lower Norfair.
That would pretty much let us know, you know, BLTR is going to be... Well, he didn't grab ice before going down
He could pick it up on his way back, but I mean that does help with damage. against Ridley.
He does not have charge, so it's not really going to do him much good
That's
with
true.
Ridley. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, Ice isn't really going to help him. There aren't really any enemies that he's going to be killing with his beam, to be honest. In Lore Norfair, it just doesn't do enough damage.
In that case, I'm thinking more row 3 now.
Yeah, we'll see. If he goes to grab the Norfair Reserve, we'll see about that. Because if he's going to go into Lore Norfair, and do Ridley and finish in the Metal Pirate Room and stuff, that obviously he would want to be going down there last. So if he is doing that, he might be coming down here to grab speed to go clean up Meridia and then go back down into Lore Norfair and finish up the bingo.
So J-Ro has collect only 1 of wave or speed at this point, but he might go pick up wave right now. We'll see.
And we will see. So it looks like Grommie actually gave up on CWJ. I kind of missed that there. He's going down to Kraid now. Probably going to be getting Varia, going to Norfair, grabbing speed or something to help him. Looks like J-Ro is going to be grabbing that Norfair Reserve, so he might be looking at row 3 here.
Yeah, I can't really see him getting column 2 because he didn't collect those wreck ship super missiles, so it feels like that's pretty locked in.
Yeah. There's a couple different ways you can do that jump that he was just doing. You can get enough speed by running along the platform, or you can just wall jump up there. Wall jump off of the wall, and then wall jump off of the ledge. So there's the Norfair Reserve tank for J-Ro. He's got that checked off. And now going to possibly going down to grab Screw Attack then and head right back out, which would be very efficient now in that case, which makes a lot more sense to do this than to come down, grab speed, go back to Meridia, then go back down to Lower Norfair, kill Ridley, finish in Metal Pirates. That would BLTR would require. However, I don't know what he's going to be doing about the power bombs. He might not. He probably won't get any of the power bombs in Lower Norfair, which is a fine choice. He's just going to have to go back through Brinstar and clean up quite a few of those.
There are 5 power bombs in Brinstar, so
yeah.
It's a good place to collect a bunch. And in green and pink, they're pretty close together.
Right, and he already has 3, 2 of which were from Brinstar. He would get the Meridia power bomb, which would be his 4th, with the remaining 3 in Brinstar. So
here's the lava dive.
Doing the lava dive, very textbook. Not a problem for him since he has been doing this this new route. I know for any percent, and it's a really solid backup, straightforward backup for missing the lava spark. And with those extra tanks, it's not at all an issue, especially with the safety save, and especially because all he's doing is going to Screw Attack. Now, he did safety save, which is good. Even with 10 supers, you never know what kind of garbage the green gate glitch will give you.
Garbage gate glitch? Is that what you just
garbage gate glitch. Yeah. That's what I should call it. We'll see.
In the meantime, we do see Grommie heading over to Norfair as well, so it looks like he's gonna grab some stuff here before heading over to the wreck ship. Maybe he'll try to do a lava dive of his own.
He might, yeah. He's definitely got quite a few tanks for it. And J-Ro getting through second try with the green gate glitch. He's going to be grabbing Screw Attack and then peacing out. So we can go ahead and check that off for J-Ro. And there he goes, he's leaving. He's like, I am done with this place. Get me out of here.
Meanwhile, Grommie is delving deeper into Norfair, so it looks like he's gonna head over here, probably grab Speed Booster, and maybe the Norfair Reserve. We'll see if he chose the same
That
set
would
of
be
objectives.
pretty interesting if we have both players choosing exactly the same rows. Then it's just all about who it comes down to your routing and how well you can execute that route.
Yeah, if somehow J-Ro doesn't count the number of E-tanks or power bombs that he needs to complete his objectives here, then Grommie could easily catch up because he has an opportunity here to lava dive and grab Screw Attack immediately.
Yep. And now both players have collect only one of wave or speed.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast, man. Yeah, unfortunately, the color scheme is not able to change it. It's really only meant for one player at a time, where green would be, at least when I play and I use it, green is if I've completed it, red is if I, want to visually show myself that that's not an objective I want to do. And whatnot. But J-Ro entering Meridia now. Grabbing some more E-tanks here from Mama Turtle.
Good old Mama Turtle. It looks like Grommie is heading away from Norfair.
Sparked right up into that grapple block. But yeah, so Grommie, he is done with Norfair now. He's grabbing ice.
Ooh.
So he might be doing
maybe BLTR?
Or BLTR, maybe. If he's doing BLTR, yeah, that would be that would make sense if he goes to Rick's ship, grabs the missiles, grabs gravity, and then goes straight to Meridia to complete that stuff. That would make sense.
Ice is also a useful item to just have, and there's no reason not to pick it up other than a time sink. But if you need to get back out of Red Tower, if you need to do an ice clip, which I guess it doesn't look like these players really need to, but it's handy.
Yeah, so J-Ro having grabbed, about to grab the second of 3 supers in Meridia. The third, of course, being in the aqueduct. Which, as I was saying, doesn't necessarily require Speed Booster. you can use snails to clip in there in the same fashion that you use enemies to ice clip into Spring Ball or use the Metroid to clip into through the room before Batoon. The unfortunate thing about that is that you need to line up the snail as it's moving, and you don't get a pretty good setup for it like you do with the Batoon ice clip.
And both of these players did pick up Speed Booster. I mean, they want to go fast.
Right.
It always feels good, right?
Right.
That Speed Booster.
Agreed. So here comes the 15th Meridia Super. So go ahead and check that off for J-Ro here.
He's making some good progress at all this item collection.
Definitely
Still needs a pile
is.
of power bombs and E-tanks, though.
Now he might... looks like he's saving. Oh, he doesn't have charge, so he's definitely safety saving just in case something bad happens with Batoon. He has 22 supers though, so there's not really a good chance of anything atrocious happening. But you know what, J-Ro, he knows this game. He knows anything can happen, and he's just taken every precaution.
And it's fairly convenient. It's right there.
Right.
You can snag it real quick. And he's already on his way. He's already there. Looks like Grommie's doing a little bit of item collection here. Gonna grab some E-tanks.
Yep. Does need to grab 8 of them, so... Brinstar is definitely a good place for that. Brinstar is just your one-stop shop for any item. The drops, though! Batoon dropped, like, 4 things for J-Ro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, man. Excellent. Superb. Superb drops.
Would want again.
Yep, so there goes the last 2 objectives there for row 3. So J-Ro's now gonna, I assume he's gonna grab the power bombs in the right Meridia Sandpit on his way out. And then he just needs to grab another 3 E-tanks. And then he is done.
Has he gone back to Brinstar to collect all those power bombs, though?
No, he hasn't. So he needs to... Oh, what did I say? He needs to... Yeah, no, he still needs to go back to Brinstar, but that's where all the E-tanks are as well.
True.
So that's where he's going right now. He needs another...
Finish up.
Yeah, 3 E-tanks, which there are. There's 2 in Pink Brinstar, and then the 1 in Green Brinstar, along with the 2 power bombs. The one in Green Brinstar down with the Edecoons, and the 1 in Pink Brinstar, and then the 1 in Retro Brinstar, and that's it for J-Ro, pretty much.
Final stretch for him.
Yeah. You know, if he's doesn't take too long here, he might be in for that first place finish, for fastest time in the tournament so far.
You know, I had it for a moment.
not letting Alucard keep that crown for very long, but we have to wait and see. J-Ro has been playing very, very well. His movement has been very good.
His movement has been superb. I was just about to say,
yeah,
very smooth. And Grommie has been picking up the pace too, collecting items, but that early hit did hurt him quite a bit.
It did. Although at this point, I think he's got a good idea of what he wants to do, and once a player has an idea of what they're doing, things tend to look a lot better for them. So
looks like Grommie might be going for some missile collection now, so he might actually be going for like the bottom row 5.
Yeah, it's possible. He's grabbing that reserve. No, I guess he's not doing the missiles. Maybe he's going for column 1?
Or row 2? I know we were speculating row 2 for a while.
Yeah, oh yeah, row 2. It might be row 2.
And he has collected Speed Booster and skipped Wave, importantly.
Yes, he has. Both of them have, but it's not really a... doesn't really
Yeah.
matter for J-Ro at this point. So here goes J-Ro grabbing the Retro Brinstar PBs. It looks like he might actually be... He opened that door and then went back, so he might be going in to grab the Retro Brinstar E-Tank as well. Which looks
I
like
imagine
he is,
so.
yeah. So he's probably not going to get the charge E-Tank. As
Don't want to pick up charge accidentally.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking that one's definitely a lot slower to get than the other one in Pink Brinstar. Or, you know what, yeah, it's like of the two, he only needs to grab one in there, because he's going to go through the Edacoons and grab an E-Tank there. So, I'm thinking of the two, he's probably going to want to grab the upper Pink Brinstar E-Tank.
He will have to do a super missile trick here where he gets through that gate, so hopefully he'll be able to execute that swiftly.
Right, you want to mention, like, talk a little bit about what that is?
Right, so it's a lot easier when you have high jump, but you can do it without it. But I'm sure you can talk the technical details, but basically, if you line yourself up flush with the wall, and it looks like we might be seeing this just a second here from J-Ro, then you can actually jump vertically, shoot a super missile, and hit the wave gate at the top of this room, and
So
open
you got
it
a
up.
first try there. Yep.
Very nice
Yeah.
execution.
So normally the gate glitches only work going to the left, but this one you can do from the right side. Pretty much what's going on, to my understanding, is that the super missile, the gate doesn't quite exist yet, and as you're jumping up, the super missile, it's one or two things. The gate might exist. What I think it might be is the super missile gains enough speed to travel greater than 16 pixels wide for one tile. The super missile is constantly accelerating, and it nice Pink Brinstar escape there. Okay, so ED clarified it for me. So the super is constantly accelerating, and it travels enough distance to accelerate fast enough to travel greater than 16 pixels per frame. And so what it does is, from that position, the super missile on the right frame, it travels past the gate, because the gate is 16 pixels wide, so it travels greater than 16, if that makes any sense, and goes right through the gate. So J-Ro needs to collect one more energy tank and one more power bomb pack, and they are right down here. Oh, he's going to farm the B-toms here just to make sure. So he should be at 30, or he's gonna see himself go past.
So he's
25.
already at 30, but he needs to get to 35. Yep.
Yeah, he does need to get to 35. He should. Yeah. So now he's clarified. He's at 30. He's gonna grab this E-Tank here, and then as soon as he grabs these power bombs, he's gonna be done. Sub 44, maybe even if he goes quickly.
Yeah, it's looking good for that.
Now these D-boosts are tricky with screw attack on, since they do give you invulnerability. You have to break your spin, so struggle with a little bit there. But nice ocean fly there from Grommie. He's going. JRO looking like he's cleaning this up with a win with a SRO first place race time of 43:57. Congratulations to JRO. Wow.
What an amazing route from J-Ro here.
Absolutely incredible. This dude he's going far in this tournament. I know J-Ro. He's been speedrunning this game for quite a while. He's got a lot of experience. It obviously showed his experience with the new route tech. A lot of that early super, or the early wreck ship, excuse me, route that he took. It was very clear that he knew what he was doing. Is very, very well practiced in it. So. Excellent job to J-Ro. Now let's take a look at the bracket here. J-Ro, will be going on to face the winner of Reddy versus Janice Zeal, which, let me see if that's scheduled. It is not scheduled yet, so we don't know. We don't quite know when that's going to be happening. But yeah, so J-Ro advances, and Grommie gets bumped down into the loser's bracket, where he'll be facing off against the loser of the Reddy versus Janice Zeal match.
It looks like Grommie is getting into Fantoon here.
Let's see what kind of RNG he gets. And I suspect Grommie is going to try and do some Dopplering.
Yeah, there's no charge in play here.
He had it set up right, just didn't quite get the Dopplers timed correctly. When Fantoon flies off the screen like that, low, you want to, when he goes off screen, you want to jump, and that manipulates Fantoon to come back in on the ground so that you don't have to jump and hit him with missiles. You can just run along the ground. As you saw, it jumped right there and started shooting his missiles a little bit early there. Getting a fast, but missing the missile.
He is at a fairly comfortable health, though, so he should be all right here.
Be intentionally taking damage, though. Getting another fast. Hitting all the flames. It's like he's just kind of given up here and killed Fantoon, and he has forfeited from the race.
But he gives us a little show at the end.
He does.
No one likes Fantoon anyways.
Nobody does. Let's have some clappers for our two players here for giving us some excellent gameplay for us. GG to both of them.
GG indeed. It was still a great race, and J-Ro really showing how to make an efficient route in this kind of race.
For sure. Definitely. This was a pretty decent set of objectives here, so yeah, that's all that we have as far as Super Metroid goes. Today is the 6th. Okay, so there is nothing else going on this channel today, but make sure to check in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Metroid Prime NA% tournament continues, so make sure to come back for that. But at 10 p.m. tomorrow Eastern, specifically 10 p.m. Eastern, we've got another Super Metroid double anti-bingo match between Galamaz and Cerberus. So definitely make sure to come on back for that. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And I was Anaconda69.
And I'm Alucard 2004. Thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun. Keep on Super Metroiding. See you next mission.
Oh, see you next mission.
Sniped!
Sniped, dude. All right, later, everybody.
See you guys.